my name is Nancy Veronica Cayo Cole.
My parents are Polish, but I was born in Austria in 1946.
My name is Sotanin Mal, and I'm 34 years old.
My name is Heriberto da Silva. I was born in Brazil.
My name is Maureen, and I have a middle name that goes Chinenye. It means God gives.
Lovely.
Ilechuku.
My name's Roel Tenkada. I was born in Enschede in Holland in 1950.
Did your parents come from, were they educated in?
They are actually illiterate. I don't even speak
Really?
as good Spanish.
Wow.
Yes, they come from the highlands of Peru. They migrated to the capital city looking for a better opportunity. And they started working in a school, a Peruvian North American school, cleaning. And they were the best cleaners ever.
It was a kind of fun, growing up as a child in Nigeria, because in my culture we believe in living together as family. It was a very memorable one. I remember growing up, the moonlight tales and playing with your mates, running around and using all sort of things to play, like climbing trees, plucking fruits, running around with the used tires and the wheels. Yeah, so it was really, really fun, using cams to make high heels,
Right.
with gum from trees.
I always felt, just from Mum's body language and the way she was frightened to go back.
Yeah.
Dad was fought in the war as a cavalryman. He was on horseback when the Panzer Division come over the border in 39. Dad was part of that first attack that come back at him, but they had the Panzer Division tanks. He was on with his division, whatever, how many they were, cutlass, a pistol, and a sword, whatever they had.
Yeah.
Fighting men with in army tanks.
Yeah.
We walk 1.5 hour every morning, every afternoon. 1.5 hour to get to the farm, and 1.5 hour to get back home.
How did you get to the farm?
Walking.
Walking.
Yeah, we didn't have any donkey, we didn't have any push bike, we didn't have any transport.
And what was the work at the farm? What exactly were you doing?
With this corn or beans and wheat, and we had pepper, the paddocks for the next crop and all that, got everything pretty much.
So that was his job, and you did that job as well.
Yep.
From what age?
7.
From 7.
Yeah, me and past the other brother, the 3 other brothers, so we will do every day, week.
And how much does a 7-year-old earn for working?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nah.
Why are you there if you're not being paid?
Because that's the ways I was. You need to help your father to get some food, get some money, can bring some food home.
They had a wonderful life, and they were quite privileged. Mum had a maid, and they had cooks, and Dad was very successful in his job as a mechanic. So they were able to actually afford to get out of the country when things were still a little bit hairy. So that's why they decided to get out. And that's an interesting story in itself, because at that time a lot of people were coming out as assisted POMs and immigrants, really. But Mum and Dad hadn't money to be able to fly out. Most of the people came out in boats, but we had money enough to fly out.
The Pol Pot took all the young girls, all the kids, to the mountains. They tell them, say, oh, we have to escape because Vietnam come in and kill us all. And then Mom, she saw, well, if she go, they might kill her, kill all of her, because she saw every day. So when they escape, and then a lot of people, and then just the bomb everywhere. So she just escaped by herself run away
Really?
and hiding in the banana tree. I finished year 9 because we had to make money. Back then, like my sister and I, we helped mom to do like in Cambodia back then, like we sell dessert or rice, you know, on the street
Yes.
to earn money
Uh-huh.
to survive. So I'm not finished school.
Can you recall when you first arrived in Australia? Can you recall your feelings?
I was excited,
Mm.
but when I arrived, I cried
Yeah.
because it was in the middle of the drought.
Yeah.
Everything I could see were dead trees everywhere, Temora, and no people, like empty streets. I was used to 10 million people city.
Yeah.
The heat, wow.
When I first met Bet, I said, oh, you don't want to speak English? And he said, why would I want to speak English? I live in the best country in the world and I just want to stay here the whole time. I was like, okay, so you never want to travel or go anywhere? No, never want to do any of that stuff. But then after a while, and I think mainly once Isabella came along, I guess he was thinking about his own childhood and, you know, and I had told him stuff about Australia, and I guess he was thinking, you know, for Isabella, it's probably better that we live in Australia. So yeah, he was really brave and made the decision to come to Australia even without speaking English.
Yeah, well, I was only 3.5, 4 probably. Yeah. By then, I might have had 1950. I would have had my 4th birthday in January. I would have been 4. And I can remember Dad. We lived in these half-moon corrugated iron huts. They were army huts. And I can remember Dad getting the grey blankets and putting them up against the window.
Everything was different. It was a mixed feeling. I felt excited because I was going to where I haven't been before. You know how you hear about Western world and all the imaginations. So I was really looking forward to come to Australia. Excited that I'm going to a new country, excited that I'm coming to meet my husband. Then it was a mixed feeling.
Yes.
I felt, and then I wasn't feeling that good that I'm gonna miss my family and then my friends.
But anyhow, they took us to the camp in Bathurst, and after a few hours, Dad just said, "No, this is not what I want." And he asked Mum to get a taxi and just said, "Can you get a taxi and tell them to take us to Tullamore?" Now, remembering this is 1951, and Tullamore was what is it? It's over 200 mile from Bathurst. So, Mum arranged for a taxi to come and take us to Tullamore. The taxi driver said, "I can do it, but it's going to take a couple of days. Can I take my wife with me?" So what actually happened, the taxi arrived, Mum and Dad and the 3 kids, so there was 5 of us, and the taxi driver and his wife, and then they took us out to Tullamore.
I just love out here. The people is just so nice, and what we have over there, because we poor, no one want to know about you. No one, yeah. So we have enough. So yeah, if possible, if we can come to live here, it's just like born again.
I arrived with my empty luggage ready to be filled with Australia in it. Because my way of not having been homesick was that, just to not get attached to them and cry every single day.
The history, and know the history of the Polish resistance, it's a bloody proud history that I'm proud of, and I'm glad I'm part of that gene pool. Proud Pole, Ian, very proud Pole. Even though I'm a Dicky-Die Aussie now, I've been here for, 73 years. I consider myself an Aussie, but I've still got Polish blood running through my veins. Yeah, very proud of that, Ian.
Each time I attend such celebration, I feel like I'm still in my country and in my community. So and I do as well involve my kids just to know that such a culture exists.
And here we are with
Pippa,
who is, how old?
8,
8. And Isabella, who is?
10,
10. And Pippa, where were you born?
I was born here in Australia,
Uh-huh. And Isabella?
over in Brazil.
You were born in Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay, and your father is this wonderful man
This
over
me,
here.
that's Beto.
Beto.
And I always hope that they respect and care about other people. Like I do, I always. That's what we teach them every day. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a very strong value that you have in your culture, and that's a gift that you're bringing here to Australia. And it's a gift that you've given to your girls, and they will give that gift, and on it goes.
Don't think that this world revolves around you. Just come out of your box or boxes to know what is going on. Read, study, so that you learn other people's culture. You can't see someone from Sierra Leone and say African. Africa is a continent. Africa is not a country, it's a continent. We have Asian continent. You can't see that someone from China and Philippines are the same. They're not. They're from different countries.
And here in Parkes, there's quite a large cross-section of different countries represented. And it's terrific, you know, it's not as if it's them and us or anything like that. They're all part of the community, and it's just fantastic to see. Tell us how you do all your customs. Show us. That's what we want to learn. You know, it's going to broaden us.
That's it.
And that's what we want. We want to be broadened. And you know, the Aussie is a pretty unique character, and we can probably help other cultures. But gee, what the other cultures bring to Aussies, it would be or is sensational.